Hello, I am so glad you are here today because I've been sitting in a space of deep reflection. This episode was a wake up call for me. I realized I was playing it safe by staying in one lane, but God is a God of variety, a God of color, and a God of depth. So sit back, relax, and grab your journals because today we're discussing diversity. Welcome to Queen's Quest, the show for anyone tired of waiting for things to happen and who's ready to start making them happen. Every week, we'll discuss actionable strategies to unlock your full potential and turn your ambitions into achievements, all with a spiritual foundation. The goal is to ignite the fire inside of you, to increase the passion for the journey you're on, and to invigorate new life into what feels stuck. We'll close the gap between where you are and where you want to be. I am your host, the Queen Landry. Your future starts now. Hey, girlfriends. Lately, the word alignment has come up everywhere I look at. It has come up at work. It has come up on my social media feed. It has even come up when I'm watching TV. And it has caused me to have a deeper understanding with the word alignment and what that looks like for me. For those of you that are new to the show, welcome. But my word for the year is alignment. So, yes, I am bringing you along with me on this journey. Together, we're going to see where I end up. It's exciting, I know. Lately, I've had that feeling. You know, that feeling when God is calling you to a higher level, but you can feel the weight of what you're still carrying, right? So I realized that to truly align with Him, I had to sacrifice some things. And it wasn't what I expected. He is calling me to sacrifice being one dimensional. Wow, that's big. I realized I was doing my norm, I was doing my daily routine, I was being comfortable, and I was not taking risks. But God is a God of variety, He's a God of color, and He's a God of depth. So it's time for me to start double dutching. I've been jumping with one rope far too long. Now, let me be clear. I am not talking about a corporate DEI event or a corporate DEI initiative. However, I do support DEI 1000%. But we're talking about your personal diversity, or perhaps the lack thereof in your life. One dimensional could look differently. For example, hiding your gifts to fit in or be accepted. Or you could be losing parts of yourself in a career, or losing parts of yourself in a marriage, or losing parts of yourself in motherhood. Another example, feeling like it's too late to evolve or expand. Being one dimensional means you've stayed in the same circle, with the same thoughts, with the same hobbies, and the same perspective for years. But a queen is a mosaic. Personal diversity is about being well rounded intellectually, being well rounded socially, and being well rounded spiritually. It's about being able to walk into any room, from a boardroom to a backyard barbecue, and bring value because you've cultivated a diverse inner world. I'm a big believer that faith without works is dead, but I also believe inspiration without information can leave us stuck, and we don't want to stay stuck, right? So, why does being a diverse person actually matter for your success? Let's look at the data. In business, according to McKinsey and Company report, companies in the top quartile for gender and ethnic diversity are 25 to 30% more likely to outperform their peers financially. If it works for companies, imagine what it can do for you as an individual. When you are a diverse thinker, you solve problems faster and you see opportunities that others miss. When you take advantage of those opportunities, then growth follows. And we all want to grow, right? Because if you're not growing, you're dying or stagnant. We don't want that either. In relationships, research in social psychology and personality science suggests that people with high self complexity, meaning they have many different roles, different interests, and different social circles, are more resilient to stress. If things go wrong in one area of your life, you don't crumble because your identity is rooted in many beautiful things, not just one. Remember, we don't crumble, we conquer. In cognitive health, studies show that exposing yourself to diverse environments and cross training your brain with different skills can increase neuroplasticity. Essentially, being diverse keeps your mind young and sharp. When you stop learning, you stop growing. And we can't have that, girlfriends. So let's take a look at what being one dimensional looks like in relationships and your businesses. In business, if you're only networking with people who look like you and do exactly what you do, you're missing out on the innovation friction. That happens when different people from different worlds collide. Look yourself in the mirror and say, it's time to expand my network. In relationship, if everyone in your inner circle agrees with everything you say, you're on in a circle, you're in a dictatorship. Personal diversity means having the grace to befriend people who challenge your perspective and also broaden your heart. God didn't create the world in one color, and He didn't create you to just have one note. For next steps, personally, I plan on sacrificing the label of being the strong one. I'm going to be intentional with walking into my soft girl era. And no, that's not being weak. No, that's not being a pushover. Sometimes that looks like not responding because silence speaks volumes. I will stop living safe and instead I will start living fully. This reminds me of a song, Live Your Best Life by Brent Jones. This one verse says, when are you going to walk in authority like a boss instead of sitting on the sidelines looking lost? What you waiting for? Enjoy your life. I feel like that verse was for me and I receive it. Your next steps may look different. Maybe you're not going to be the nice girl, or maybe you're going to stop not having dreams or not speaking about your dreams, or up your standards on what you deserve. Because, girlfriends, you deserve to thrive. So that may be reinventing yourself in some areas. And that's okay. Do what you got to do to be who you're called to be. My challenge for you this week is to look at where you have become one dimensional. Where have you become predictable or stagnant at? Let's do a one dimensional audit. If you had to describe your life using only 3 words, are they all from the same category? Like work, motherhood, church. Where is the room for a new dimension? Check your circle. Look at your 3 closest friends. Do they all have the same background as you? Do they all have the same opinions as you? And do they all have the same lifestyle as you? How can you intentionally seek out a perspective that challenges yours this week? The sacrifice. What comfort zone or old identity do you need to sacrifice to align with the multifaceted version of yourself that God is calling you to be? Sacrifice the comfort of familiar for the growth of the diverse. You are multifaceted daughter of the King. Start acting like it. Girlfriends, thank you for joining me on Queen's Quest today. You keep seeking, you keep growing, and you stay royal. Tune in next time for inspiring topics. I am your host, the Queen of Landry, wishing you peace, love, and favor.